couldn't.
It was 4,000.
What?
Fucking called it.
It was.
Kind of actually makes no sense, but okay.
It doesn't make any sense, but that's what it was.
That's exactly what it was.
Our levels were over 4,000.
It was over 4,000.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back, and
We're
unfortunately,
back.
nobody. Yeah, but nobody's watching now.
Yeah, people will come back. They'll come back. They know.
Somebody.
I'm sure I can get.
Okay.
People are gonna come back. Don't worry.
Well, where did these people jump on from the link? Your page? Whose page?
Any other pages, really.
Yeah, my page.
I've posted in a couple of chats.
Okay. So we're back on live.
We are live.
For some reason, when we switched it from 4,000 to a lower bit rate, it said, "No, fuck you, I'm not."
Hi, Kill Mill.
All right, so we got.
Hello.
It's just not showing that he's watching.
Yeah.
It hasn't updated to watching people.
No,
Right.
it takes a minute.
All right, so we're okay.
What
So
makes me most upset was the stump never called me afterwards. Oh God.
yeah,
You know, they tend to do that. They're inanimate.
yeah. Who did you just take a photograph of?
Me.
Oh, okay. Okay, so anyway, so let's get to our other touchy subject.
Yeah, touchy, all right.
Touchy, very touchy.
Very touchy.
And this has disappeared. Nobody's really discussing this issue anymore.
Like Donnie Darko.
You know, it went bye-bye.
That was a good movie.
It was like what's his name in The Invisible Man, the really crappy '90s Invisible Man. The Project Science that you know.
Yeah.
At Keep, it was a sexual harassment issue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And this has brought a lot of discussion up because the reason why this has brought a lot of discussion up. And
Fucked it.
Move,
way to go there, pal.
Dropped the phone that's streaming.
He couldn't see us.
Oh, okay. Alright, so anyway. So, here is what I've been told by what happened. Evidently, a female with a high title in the game.
Like the highest.
The highest non-knight
Nesta?
total.
Oh.
No. Okay, let's not do that. Let's not infer other people are involved when they're not. Okay?
Someone not in the CK.
Someone not in the CK decided that she really wanted to get with this guy, evidently.
Hey, puppy.
And then she decided she was going to grab his junk.
I'm not gonna do that.
And he said no.
So she pulled a Trump?
Yeah.
Evidently, she pulled a Donald Trump.
Instead of the female P word is penis.
Yeah. He said no, she did it again. He said no, she did it again.
Thanks, John.
All right, what did he say?
Good job.
Okay.
I thought
Kilmel said I didn't. So anyway.
Nice.
So anyhow.
I'm not the only one!
Okay, so anyway.
There can be only one.
So
Bands.
Yeah, right.
I am okay with this.
Okay, so anyhow, the kingdom. Are we allowed to mention kingdom
Let's just
names?
keep it as vague as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, the kingdom that this person is a part of decided that they were only going to grant a 6-month suspension. Now, they posted up that they did this clearly so their BOD can handle it. Now, the problem that lies, and a lot of us got involved in this discussion, was if this would have been a dude, they'd immediately ban.
Perma.
But this,
Bye, Felicia.
but this was a person.
Battery is low.
Hey, guys on my Facebook page.
Do we have a power strip? I have a power strip.
Well, if we lose you, we lose you. Okay?
Deal with it.
We are on YouTube, by the way.
There's only John.
Yeah, well, no, I know there's only John. If we lose you, we are on YouTube, by the way.
Did someone misuse their power?
Okay. I wouldn't necessarily this person misuse their power because they weren't in a position of power when they did it. Okay?
Yeah.
I can understand if they were like an officer of a kingdom or something like that, sure. But they weren't. Okay, so, like I said, immediately banned. If it would have been a dude, they would have banned him. I don't know where you're going to try to plug that in, because if you mess with any plugs back there, you're turning it off.
Never mind.
Just let it die.
Wait. I got this.
It actually, we can throw the YouTube, if somebody wants to tell them what the YouTube web address is. Actually, John, go to my regular Facebook page and click on the link. It'll take you straight to the YouTube because I think we're going to lose the Facebook.
So Armand said there was a second ban as well at Keep, and the guy also got a 6-month ban.
Okay, well see, and I was going to get to that, Armand. Okay, I was going to get to that. Okay, 6 months for this. Yeah. Now we know the history of this game.
Yeah.
We have seen these things happen on the opposing side.
Oh, Killamille fucking hit it right on the fucking nail. Says no equal rights standards for COC number 3.
Okay, we've had this happen before. Okay.
Yeah.
And I've seen immediate bans.
Oh, you got that fuck charger.
Yes, it's the white one. Take it out of my computer.
Yes, dude.
Or just use the computer.
No, because if it clicks on, it's going to try to load. Okay, so I've seen immediate bans come out.
Yeah.
And the way this was handled, no pun intended, this was very poorly done.
Armand even straight up said 2 bans from Keep. One was a woman, the other was a guy. Both banned 6 months. Should have kicked them out.
Sexual harassment should not be tolerated, period. It doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, whoever. If you touch someone without their consent...
hold on. No. Let's be specific. You touch their genitalia.
Yeah.
You touch a dick or a vagina.
Or breasts.
Or breasts. Okay. Because remember, we got rid of vibrating palm. Because that used to be a thing. Not anymore. Because guys, literally, and I saw this for myself at big events, guys are using vibrating palm and smacking women on the ass on the battlefield. Okay, one of the reasons why vibrating palm is gone.
Raka, that's not yours.
Okay, so anyway, dog in the back.
Oh.
Yeah.
But there was witnesses that saw this. You should be...
I have seen things.
They should be gone. There should not be a let's wait for the BOD because no charges, the cops were not involved. No. Okay? No legal entities were involved. It is at that point the king and the prime minister, or however their corpora is written, that govern the governing body for this situation.
Technically, a legal entity is involved because Amtgard Incorporated is a legal entity.
Okay, well, I've heard this argument too.
Okay? Now, the way that I see it... Yeah, what?
I have a point of reference.
Okay, go ahead.
As a player who's been harassed, not sexually harassed.
We are aware of this.
But harassed. The player that harassed me received a 1-year suspension from the game for simple harassment. And it wasn't simple. There was a situation, whatever. But there was no sexual contact involved. But the harassment issue, he got a 1-year suspension.
I don't see.
Now, when you violate someone and you take away their control over their body, you have done a terrible thing, and it should not be tolerated in our game.
The U-Team name is R&R, the Raj and Rich Show.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
John.
So Killamille says sexual harassment / sexual assault is a subject that can ruin lives. False accusations can actually cause people to lose their jobs, lose family, friends, and put such a ruin on their career permanently. Now, with that, that's the whole reason why, you know, a lot of monarchies and different kingdoms are pushing for burden of proof.
Well, and
if there are several witnesses seeing this woman grab this man's genitalia, then there's reasonable proof.
Speaking from a law enforcement background, because I do have that, I also have a legal degree. Okay, when you got to understand that in this moment, your king or queen in an event such as this becomes your investigator. They become the king or queen, and let's just use us for instance, and the prime minister. They become the entity that governs this. Okay, so their job is to gather the information. Now, if those two people agree without a shadow of a doubt this person is guilty of this form of an offense, then they need to step up and penalize this person for this offense. It doesn't need to go to a board of directors. Correct. Now, if the person calls the cops, has them arrested on site, then at that point you need to sit down with your BOD president and say, is this a matter that you're going to handle, or is this still a matter in my handle?
Benjamin says, he said, she said, it only gets so far. If there's enough people to confirm what was reported, then it's no longer false. However, if alcohol is involved, that makes it worse.
And Marcy says indefinite suspension pending investigation.
Did they change it? Because the last time I saw the post,
if you
it was
drunk,
a
you
6-month suspension and awaiting a BOD's decision on what they were going to do.
Yeah. Now,
the indefinite suspension pending investigation, I agree with.
Yes,
if that's
absolutely.
what they did, if that's what they would have done, there would have never been a discussion on this.
Absolutely.
But the fact that they said 6 months, what if the BOD doesn't make a decision in 6 months? That person gets to come back because the suspension ends.
That's essentially what's going to end up.
And then the BOD is going to have. What are they going to do? Resuspend them? They've now officially served a penalty for what they've done.
And that double jeopardy can be held up in a court of law, right?
Yes.
Yes, it can. If they decide they want to sue the game, they very well can at that point.
Because the game, Amtgard Incorporated, is a legal entity. That is the reason why it holds a 501c, nonprofit 501c status.
Yeah. And
well, sometimes some other chapters might have a 501h or 501g.
Mm-hmm.
But majority of it is 501c because that is the standard for a nonprofit organization, without having the additional. Where the fuck is the additional? What's the word I'm looking for?
Double jeopardy is a legal term saying that if you've been punished for something, you cannot be punished for it again. So if a suspension is issued out,
they serve the term of that suspension
successfully, which means they do not show up, they do not participate in Amtgard. Because the BOD has not reached a decision, you cannot suspend them again because now you're punishing them twice
for the same exact offense.
For the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Tom Lott says Amtgard doesn't observe double jeopardy. And
Marcy, Amtgard isn't mundane law. I understand that. However,
but it will hold up in a court of law. They fucked with me twice.
If they decide to sue us and we try to use that as a defense, I can tell you right now, more than likely, they're going to win their lawsuit against us.
Yeah. The biggest thing.
The one thing we don't want is to be dragged into court over something stupid like this.
Yeah. The biggest thing is that if, and technically, the COC in the Amtgard rules of play is not the actual rules that the monarchy has to follow. It is actually set as a guideline.
Yes, it is
set as a base. So technically, what can happen is that if
it's like the 10 Commandments for Amtgard.
Pretty much.
The pirate laws.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. So essentially, a monarch with approval from either the KPM or the GMR,
I'm getting a drink. Excuse me.
Can suspend or ban somebody, even if they don't fucking like them, because that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. With something like this, if the monarch and the KPM or the GMR actually feel that somebody is a detriment to the game or to the populace, then they can go ahead and suspend them or ban them for X reasons. But what they usually do is to try to find a way to go ahead and correlate that to the COC. So they're like, hey, this is the reason why, because this is what a standard is.
Yeah, and see, and all of this is one of the reasons why I'm working on a project I'm working on now. And I'll let the people know what I'm working on. I'm working on a project that, right now, where I'm going to take and classify the penalties inside that COC.
2 seconds. Thank you, Tom, a lot, and it will be.
Okay.
Also, Kendall posted something that may be...
I can actually attest to a situation as a prior BOD member. Motions for any judgment has to be set aside by any member of hierarchy or BOD. Absolutely.
But it doesn't mean that it's not
if you are emotionally involved in the situation, if you are part of that situation, it is your responsibility to understand this and step out of that deal. Okay, now what I'm working on is taking the COC and then classifying penalizations based off of the same thing we have in the legal system: a Class A, B, C, a Class A, a B, and a C. C, the penalization would be up to 6 months. B would be outside or more than 6 months. Okay, would be more than...
John, COC is code of conduct.
Code of conduct.
And yes, he did move.
Okay.
Yes, he did move, and Armand said, good thing I don't have feelings.
Okay.
Hi, Rocca.
Okay.
Buddy.
Well, we're not singling you out at all in any of this conversation. In fact, we're not even discussing anything that involves you, Armand.
Do you want us to?
Do you want us to talk about you?
We can.
But no, what I'm doing is I'm going to classify them A, B, and C, just like in the legal system. A Class C is up to 6 months, and it'll be for these certain types of penalties. A Class B will be anything above 6 months up to, say, 3 years. A Class A is automatic ban. You're gone.
Oh, yeah.
It's over.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Yeah, you're done.
She gone.
Okay. And I'm working on this project, and this project's going to take a while. And if anybody out there wants to help put this together, I am more... oh, it was more towards Ben's comment. Okay. I am more than willing to accept people to assist me in this matter because we have award standardization. We have weapon standardization. We have, we have all these standardizations, but the problem we're seeing now is we don't have penalty standardization because we just had a kingdom not too long ago ban a guy who did something in the privacy of his own home.
Oh my God.
6 years ago. Was it 6 or 9?
9.
9 years ago. And it took him 9 years to get enough people on the BOD that didn't like him to finally enforce a ban on him for what happened 9 years ago in the privacy of his own home. Okay. No.
Don't say this.
Okay,
No.
this is another kingdom, and this is a whole other kingdom. Okay, so the deal, the thing is, would I be classifying Trump move as a Class A, B, or C?
That would be an A. He admitted to grabbing women by the vagina.
But the thing is, that's sexual assault. Grabbing somebody's genitalia is sexual assault. That should definitely be something that would classify in that upper tier, because that's not acceptable by any means. Like I said, if there's anybody here that would like to assist me with that project, I am more than willing to take help.
I do it. Because
it's not going to be an easy task. It's going to be very difficult because you have to go through and you have to figure out these penalties equal this. Okay?
It says, no, I mean the non-knight grabbing a crotch.
Well,
the non-knight grabbing a crotch.
It doesn't matter what you are. You could be a first-day Amtgarder.
I was just asking in general, the situation with the person of title grabbing someone by the genitalia. I am drinking Shiner Ruby Red. This one's to you, Crix.
I'm drinking cider.
I'm just drinking.
Okay. But yeah, so anyway, so it's going to be a project. It's going to take a while. Okay, it's just going to take a while. But I think that whole situation out of Keep was handled improperly.
It was.
I agree with Marcy that it should have been indefinite suspension, waiting for the result of an investigation in the BOD and the monarchy's, correlation on what they agree to do.
And what's funny is that
I know it's a lot.
But then it just got
this one's
quiet.
for Crix.
And Armand said there was a second sexual assault. That's not even being discussed.
Nope.
It didn't even get thrown out there.
What's crazy is that I was at Keep the entire event. I was one of the first 20 people on site Wednesday morning at 10:30. I was there the entire time, and not once did I hear anything about any sexual assault.
Until afterwards?
Yeah, and
until I was already in Tulsa after the event.
A situation like that, John, okay, understand.
The person doesn't need to be out in an event unsupervised.
Okay, if a person has a mental health issue that causes that, okay, then the individual obviously needs to be out there with some form of supervision.
And then it falls on the supervisor for letting that happen, for not watching them.
Yep, because they're ultimately responsible for that person if they're not responsible for themselves. My phone said, fucking I'm out.
I tried.
Yeah, it did. Well, while it's running live, it takes more energy to run live than it is taking it in. Okay, so
that's probably a wire.
So there's a couple circumstances involved in that. Like I said, John, it is a project that I'm going to be working on for a while. So, but like I said, they just handled it wrong, and I don't think this would be a discussion if they would have handled it properly the first day.
It wouldn't be a discussion if it was a male touching a female.
No, they would have.
But apparently the same thing happened. Okay, so 2 people fucked up sexually at an event, and so we're just gonna 6 months. 6 months. If alcohol plays a factor, that makes it even worse. You were intoxicated, out of your mind, and you have touched someone. You have violated someone's body. That is wrong. It doesn't matter if you were intoxicated. It doesn't matter if you were high, tripping out on LSD. I don't give a fuck what you're on and what you're not on. When you violate someone's body, you do not deserve to be in the organization that took you in and try to make you a part of their family.
The biggest thing that this has shown,
Amen.
the biggest thing that this debacle has shown is that it proves that there is a double standard. Even though you have so many people yelling for equality, saying, hey, you know, we need to be equals, you know, male and female. But it just shows that if a female does something, then it's, oh, well,
If we're equals on the field, we're equals off the field.
But also
Period.
understand, Armand said in both situations, both got a 6 month.
Then that's
Okay.
still wrong.
However, but we're talking about that was that was what came out into the spotlight.
yes.
Okay, when we're talking the history of this game, and this game has a lot of precedence because it's been around for a long time.
Thanks for subscribing.
It's been around for a long time. Okay.
And Tomala says, see also Blackwell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blackwell.
I don't
Can
even
we?
know.
Not.
Let's not talk about him.
I mean, the thing is, this game's been around for a long time, so there's already a precedence.
Yeah.
The precedence has shown that when men have done this, they have been immediately kicked out of this game.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree, John.
Well, this is the way the world is. Everyone has double standards and just shows how fucked up the world is.
Absolutely.
But you know what? We as a group can proactively end this problem because we are a small organization.
Yeah.
But if we had millions of members, it would be hard to change that mindset.
But Amtgarders are lazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are.
And
Well, I mean, like, so speak.
this is what I say. This is not only in Amtgard, but in the mundane world. Humanity itself is stupid.
Yes.
The
We
fact
do
that
the
we're still alive as
Yes.
I second
It's a
that
miracle
notion.
in and of itself. We do the dumbest things and then go,
Look at
well, I
that.
didn't know.
Yeah.
And I mean, people who bring that stupidity into our game, I'm not saying people like are stupid, just humanity as a whole. This planet is stupid. The people who bring that in, that blissful, ignorant, oblivious, that can get you in so much trouble because you don't know that you're not using your superpower called common sense.
Yes.
Hey,
It's not on me, it's
I'm not stupid, I'm smart. SMRT smart.
Damn right.
So, I mean, like I said, I think we can all agree it was handled poorly.
Barrick says, I've been touched by women without allowing them, and I was laughed at and was told I should have enjoyed it. That is a
It's
huge
wrong.
thing.
It's wrong.
I've as a cop, I have seen men try to pursue rape charges and get told by investigators,
Men
You
can't
have
get
to-
raped.
dude, you're a man. Accept it. At least you were getting some. And that's what I've seen get told.
So while I was in the military, I don't know if you experienced this at all, but the SHARK program,
Yes.
in the Army,
It's BERRIC.
Hi, Dorian! That's the little guy. The little guy is
Hey, a little bit.
the little one.
with
He's not watching.
SHARK, sexual harassment and rape prevention.
Rocket.
What is with the dog diving?
It was all about awareness that not only, you know, everyone harps on females being sexually assaulted, sexually harassed, but it can and it does happen to men, by women, by other men. It is wrong. If Lufa does not want me touching him, and he has told me, hey, don't touch me, if I touch him again, I am in violation of his person.
You are guilty of assault.
I am guilty of assault. If I touch him in his genitals or in a way that was sexually implied in any kind of sexual context, that would be starting out at his knee and taking my hand all the way up his thigh. That is still wrong.
So, Marcy has a good point. Men who sexually harass or assault don't always get banned the first time.
Well, they should be.
They should be.
There's been some
Women
that
who
haven't.
sexually assault and harass
Yeah.
should be banned.
Anyone.
But Marcy, I can tell you that from the long experience I've had in this game, that the percentage difference between the two is big. Okay, it is. I don't have the statistics in my head, but there is a huge gap between the two. There has been in the past. Problem is because the first time tends to go unreported, and that is true. Sometimes people go to an event the first time they're sexually assaulted. They think at first, well, maybe this is a thing.
It's not a thing.
And then it happens again. They're like, you know what? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's also another side of the spectrum when it comes to that.
Regret is not sexual assault or harassment.
Well, no, that's not what I'm talking about. Because essentially what it is on the other side of the spectrum, you do have monarchy members where they are buddy-buddy with the assaulter.
It's like the Freemasons in the army.
Okay? So, when they are buddy-buddy with the assaulter, they tend to sweep it under the rug. And then the victim is like, well, shit, who the hell can I trust now? And they start losing trust of everybody.
Yeah.
Okay? Then, the victim becomes a victim for a second time.
That is very true.
And then that's when the monarchy will be like, okay, well, you know what, maybe we did fuck up. But we're not going to own up to it, and we're just going to take care of it now.
Yeah.
That is a huge stigma that needs to be fucking nipped in the ass.
Look, here's the deal. If you miss something, and then you find out, take care of it. And own it. If you fucked it up, own it. I've seen too many people in a leadership role not own up to a fuck up and try to make excuses. Don't make excuses. You fucked it up. Admit it. Say, look, I dropped the ball. I know I did when I was king. I dropped the ball and shit, and I was the first one to go, you know what? I fucking dropped the ball. Okay, now there was a lot of extenuating circumstances with my reign as king. We're really not going to get into all that shit. We could be here for 4 hours. Okay,
Yeah.
You know about what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing. Own it. If you fuck it up, own it. And that's the way it goes. Curious to your thoughts on it didn't happen in Amtgard.
Oh, yes. Okay, so that is another thing. Sometimes what will happen is that you'll have 2 Amtgarders. Okay? And this is something that happened before in the CK as well. So you'll have 2 Amtgarders.
And by the way, that little comment he made, I found out about that right afterwards, and I chewed an entire fucking fighting company out for what they had done.
With
What John said. I know
It
you're
was an
going.
incident where I was backstabbing.
There was an incident where he was backstabbing a member of that fighting company, his own company, and they got the whole house to beat the shit out of him on the field.
Yeah. So
I handled that problem quick.
So I understand what Marcy is saying. What it is that you'll have 2 Amtgarders, okay, 2 players, outside of Amtgard, and one will sexually harass, sexually assault, or even rape the other.
Okay,
So when that happens, it's brought to the monarchy, saying, "Hey, this happened." Monarchy goes, "Well, because it did not happen in Amtgard, there's no burden of proof, so therefore there's nothing we can do about it."
Okay.
If there's an open investigation, that's when you bring in the indefinite.
Okay, here's where I'm at on what you just said. Okay, let me separate the two because there is a big gap between those two. Sexually touching somebody inappropriately or sexual assault through just physical contact only versus raping a person is 2 separate things.
Yes.
If somebody comes to me and I'm monarch of a kingdom and they say, this individual who's a member of our kingdom raped me, I'm going to take them aside where no one can hear our discussion. And I'm going to ask the following questions. 1, have you contacted law enforcement concerning this issue? If they look at me and go, well, no. Why not? We're now going to contact them and we're going to start the process.
Yes.
Okay, let me finish. Okay, because my duty as the person who is the CEO, it's essentially what a king is.
Yes.
The CEO of the kingdom, which is a sub-chapter of the umbrella organization of Amtgard itself, is this protect and maintain the safety of my players. I now have a player that's told me they have been raped by another player that didn't happen at the game. They've told me they've not reported this to law enforcement. I'm going to ask them if they give me something like I'm afraid to. I'm going to let them know, hell no, I got you, we got your back. Nothing's going to happen to you. We're going to go handle this. Okay? We're going to go start the report because the moment we get the law enforcement involved in just the discussion of this, an investigation, I can immediately, without any question, contact my prime minister and say, We need this person indefinitely suspended until this investigation concludes.
Now, to go ahead and throw a scenario out there. What if this person was living with the other person and married to the other person?
You can still be raped, sexually harassed, and sexually assaulted
by your own spouse.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, if that is to happen, and they go and report it to the monarchy, the monarchy says, well, have it outside of Amtgard. Have it outside of Amtgard. And you're also married to said person, so therefore, it might just be, you know, you're overreacting to something.
The moment somebody comes to me and says they were raped, there is no, I'm going to look, are you sure you're not overreacting? The moment you use the R word.
See you, John.
The moment the moment you use the R word, we are now on a different path. We are not on a discussion of whether or not you think you're overreacting. We're not on a moment of, well, let's discuss what happened. We are on a line. The moment the word rape is used, you are on a line. Yeah, but what if they are lying?
No, he's a dark rider, Killamil.
Yeah, but what if they are lying and people are known to do? I was going to work down that. Okay, the moment investigation starts, what you need to do is you need to kind of you need the individual that's been accused of rape. There is already the long-term precedence of this in Amtgard, okay, and you have to follow this precedence. You have a person that has been accused, falsely or not, you do not know. You have to err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
You have to make your judgment on caution. This person is getting an indefinite suspension, and let law enforcement do it. Okay, now, here's the thing. If law enforcement comes back and tells you that this person that reported the rape lied, they falsified this to you, guess what? You're going to have to make a public apology to the individual you've indefinitely suspended. You're going to have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to ban the individual who falsely reported on a police report, because that in itself is a crime.
That's a felony.
That's a felony. They're gone.
I feel like if the issue is that
you've got some PR work ahead of you, but at least you can sit back at the end of the day and go, I erred on the side of caution. I took the person who was accused of it, who is a possible threat to the safety of this game. I told him, look, here's the deal. I've got to sit you aside because of this situation. Once they come back to me and say you're clear, then you're back. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're not, that indefinite's going to turn into a ban. I'm just going to let you know in advance.
F. Picking up for respects?
Yes.
If we are erring on the side of caution, and so we've seen a case recently where the controversy surrounding it is enormous.
Yes.
No one knows which way to turn their head. If we are truly erring on the side of caution, and I don't mean to victimize the victim by any means, but hey, until this investigation is complete, I would indefinitely suspend both.
Negative. I would have put a gag order. I would have told the individual, you are not at liberty to discuss this in any of our forums. Period. If you do, I will indefinitely suspend you until it's over.
Now you're encroaching on their freedom of speech.
No, I'm not. I am not because at that point, I am telling them you cannot discuss this. This is a sensitive nature under investigation.
And anything that you say that
I'm not going to remove you from the game unless you start discussing it, because we don't know who's in the kingdom that may present as a witness in this situation. And this individual constantly speaking of the matter can tamper with the witnesses.
Yes, Marcy.
Yeah, Marcy, that's exactly right.
If someone hateful enough to falsely accuse someone of rape, they don't belong in Amtgard. And that's why I said, if they come back with the investigation and say, no, this is a false accusation, we have proven they lied, they're gone.
And scroll up a little bit to Barracks post. Sally, once accused, innocent or not, the court of public opinion has ruined someone's reputation.
Yeah. This is true.
That's why
you don't have to scroll anywhere.
That's why you felt like for the gag order. That way it does not taint.
Yes.
And false accusations negatively impact actual victims.
Yes,
They do. They do. Okay, the thing is, if the complete error on the side of caution when you're involved in a domestic situation, because that's what this all is. We're discussing a domestic situation, and they're dirty no matter how you handle it.
Yeah.
Okay? You can ask the individual who's made the report, is there any way possible that you can step aside and not be until this gets resolved? You can't ban them because they have not violated a COC. You can't remove them because they've not violated a COC.
Correct.
Okay. If a person is under investigation for something, then there's an investigation error of which could lead to them violating the COC.
Correct.
Which then you have the right to do an indefinite until the investigation is over.
Exactly.
However, you can't go after the person that's made the charges.
Yeah.
Because they have not. They've done everything that they are supposed to do.
But with the amount
Once
of
that person begins shaming the individual who's involved in that investigation, then technically they are now in violation. They could be in violation of the COC.
This is really close to something that has happened in the CK itself.
Well, that's why we're
very recently.
We're dancing around this as much as we can without throwing out names.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Oh my God.
Okay. So the thing is, like I said,
I that as KPM.
I would sit there and say, hey, look, you can't talk about this publicly. This is an ongoing investigation. And the moment they do start talking about it publicly, then I would turn around and go, okay, you're gone. I can't have you discussing items of sensitive nature, because the moment anything was said, technically every single person that read that post becomes a potential witness. And every person on that page could technically be called in to testify.
Yep. And Benjamin.
So Gilmill states, I believe that they are caught falsifying information causes COC number 3, and they should be hit for violating a COC number 5.
I completely agree.
Absolutely.
Absolutely agree. I do not disagree with that statement whatsoever.
What about if the victim just doesn't want an investigation?
Like they aren't afraid, they aren't ashamed, and all that jazz.
They just don't want the investigation in the first place.
Then here's the thing. In a sense, your hands are tied at that point. If they don't want anything done,
there's nothing you can do.
There's really nothing you can do unless you get rid of them both.
Yeah.
So, you're familiar with the SHARP program.
Yes.
In SHARP, you have restricted and unrestricted reporting measures.
Yes.
And what I would like to see implemented in Amtgard is a similar concept where people who know about the issues, if they decide to file a restricted report, you know...
Armand's asking if you would be willing to describe COC 5.
Yeah. Well, all the COC numbers.
Oh, he wants all the COC.
Yeah, what the COC numbers are.
Let me pull it up.
So, if you feel...
Yes, we do, Killmill.
What is the SHARP program?
The SHARP program is sexual harassment and rape prevention.
Yeah.
That's a military thing.
It's a military
It started
thing.
right after I got out.
So what it is it offers 2 avenues of
Bringing
support.
up the COCs.
Yes.
The one avenue is restricted reporting. That means you talk to someone about it, but it is under the confidence that you're only talking to this one person about it, and you form a support group for that person. So yes, you've had this situation happen. You don't want to report it. You don't want to see repercussions from it, if there would be any. And you talk to someone. Now, it could be a BOD member that we assign to that particular role, but it would be a support program for a person who has been sexually assaulted but doesn't want to report it. The one thing that we would have to ask, though, is no names, no particulars, and as soon as you tell someone else, it now comes over to, okay, the unrestricted reporting side. Now we have to do something about the issue because you are telling everyone. If you are looking for support, then we could identify a member in our game, in our organization. This person is there to talk to about these situations.
But that's why we have the ombudsman. Alright, so Marcy says, reporting when you're assaulted is essential for protecting other players. I get it, people don't want to go through all the shit of investigation, but it's almost selfish to others to not speak up. Yeah. So
I can testify to that. I was sexually assaulted a few years ago.
Alright.
Yeah.
And I went and I reported it.
One of the monarch candidates for the kingdom.
Yes. I filed all the unrestricted reporting procedures. I talked to the MPs, the military police. I talked to the people in charge of the program, and when I reported it, I was the 5th female to be sexually harassed and assaulted by one male in particular. So to find out, there were 4 girls before me. Is this the
incident you told me about?
Yes.
Okay.
There were 4 girls before me who didn't say anything because they were scared of the repercussions. If it happens to you, you do not know who has come before you. You do not know who has come after you. You need to protect them. You need to protect yourself. You need to protect the game that you love. If you truly want to continue this organization...
I'm going to put her in the nose.
Why put me in the nose?
What?
Okay, so John asked, but the flaw I see with that is, doesn't it mean the raper just walks?
Yes, but that's the victim's choice.
So they can just do it again because the investigation didn't happen.
Okay,
right?
so Armand.
Okay, so Armand asks for us to go ahead and explain what the COC numbers are.
Yeah.
In the Amtgard Code of Conduct.
Because some people are actually, even though they've been in the game for a while, some of them have never read the COC.
Correct. So COC number 1. COC number 1, speech that would cause a reasonable person to fear for their property or safety. COC number 2, physical violence outside the normal bounds of combat conduct. Number 3, sexual harassment or inappropriate sexual contact. Hey, don't touch my goodies. Number 4, theft or willful destruction of other people's properties. Fucking really? Fuck off. Number 5, repeated unwillingness to follow game rules.
I'm not taking that shot, I don't give a damn!
And number 6, creating a hostile environment detrimental to the enjoyment of the group as a whole.
You suck!
Dick.
Well, wait a minute, hold on. We'd have to get rid of like half the warlords if we did that.
Yeah.
So that's what the COC numbers are.
There you go.
Sorry, I was trying to give a little kind of... Yeah, thank you.
I love the demonstration on the violations, Lamau.
LMAO.
I did.
You suck so...
Lamau.
Lamau.
It's Lamau.
Let me fix that. Let me fix that last one. Okay, let me fix that last one. You suck so bad you should die.
Hey now.
See?
You're an all-star. Get your game on.
Okay.
Go.
Well, what really sucks is for the viewers who actually don't know about this. The reason why he said that is because this is actually something that's been going on with me for the past, what 6 months now?
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah, for the past 6 months, I've actually been receiving death threats.
On that Sarah
Not just Sarah Ha. It's also on my Facebook, also text messages, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
You know,
technically, all of these that have been going on, if we knew who these people were, okay. Technically, if we knew the Amtgard individuals that were responsible for sending these messages to them, technically, yes, all of them could be removed for that COC.
Yes, absolutely for a COC number 6, and then it's for causing detriment to the game. Also, number 1,
yeah,
making person fear for
we could.
safety.
However, this isn't that particular thing is in the situation is in the control of you.
Yes.
The person these comments have been
That's
made
not
to,
bad.
if you want to pursue that issue.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The only thing is that majority, well, pretty much all of the messages that I've been receiving are sent from fake accounts.
Yeah.
And so, honestly, there has been no way
So
to
pussies.
Exactly. Keyboard cowboys.
Vaginas.
Fucking keyboard cowboys.
You could do an
With
No,
their
trust me.
cum-stained, energy
No,
drink
trust me.
covered, dusty keyboards.
Because I've actually...
They're doing it just like the terrorists.
Yeah,
okay.
It's because I've already gone to the authorities and they've done, back traces and so on and so forth, and everything is firewalled. They get to a stopping point, and it doesn't go beyond that.
Evidently, they really want to tell him this anonymously because they go through a lot of shit in order to make sure it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could call anonymous.
Okay, so anyway, so there's your breakdown of your COCs, and so for now, some of you guys that are watching this, you get a better understanding where we're going with these. It comes down to a point that, like I said, once the word rape gets thrown out there, we're on a whole different level now.
Yeah.
Or
we're
sexual
on
assault. Or
sexual assault is a different level than rape. Not saying it's less, but we only get to see like part of your face. Okay, not saying it's less, but the handling of the situation from being a law enforcement officer, okay, handling sexual assault cases versus rape. is handled differently.
Yes.
There is a different investigation.
Absolutely, because especially with rape, there ends up being a forensic investigation where they actually look for DNA
if it's happened in a
samples.
certain time period.
And as long as they haven't cleaned themselves out.
Correct.
Destroying evidence.
As a
Understand
male
though, you
or
can still
female,
find DNA on a person quite a long time afterwards. Shower doesn't get it all.
No.
as a male or female, if you want to report anything that happens sexually to you by sexual assault and harassment, especially sexual assault, which rape is covered under,
Yes.
do not shower. Go immediately to the closest police station and have a rape kit done.
Or just dial 911 at that point.
An ambulance will pick you up and take you to the nearest hospital, and make sure you receive the treatment that you need. Women, if you are raped and your assaulter does not use a condom, they will issue you a plan B as well. Report that stuff. Get the kit done. Be safe.
Yes,
There's
exactly.
clothing.
Yes,
Save the clothing.
Monica and Bill.
A lot of people, and I will say that one thing that CSI on TV has covered actually very accurately, a lot of people will destroy the clothing because of the reminder of the event.
Yeah.
Understand that clothing catches more DNA than your body does.
Unless they ejaculate inside you.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Okay,
in a
so-
shower,
And that
doesn't
can
take care of it.
happen to male or females.
Okay, so we kind of went off topic.
We did.
We've gone.
Yeah, we went.
We've gone way
we
further than
segued.
we should have
We
gone.
segued a
We went on
lot.
a crusade
We've also been
and
going like 50 minutes on this one topic.
Yeah.
We have. So, should we
Moving
move on?
on.
Should we move
I
on
think
to
we
the
should
next
move on.
topic?
yeah,
Okay.
the horse
So
is
before we do that,
Okay.
okay. So we all agree that the entire whole, female and male getting 6 months suspension for sexual
wrong.
It's wrong.
assault
It's
is wrong. It's wrong.
We agree.
So,
All
yeah.
of us agree on
yeah.
this.
There we go. Okay.
All in
now-
favor?
So now,
Yeah.
we all agree.
Okay.
Okay.
Moving
So,
on.
all right. So now let's talk about another thing that's happened in the Amtgard world, people. And this one kind of struck me because I was there when the initial incident happened. That later on became a thing. Okay.
Crystal Groves.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Kingdom of the Crystal Groves.
Hold
They
on.
have done. You know what? I will give very much credit.
Story time.
I will give very much credit to Goldcrest. He has done an excellent job over there
That's because he's
of
pretty.
keeping that place out of the dumpster fire bin.
Yeah, well, guess what?
I've said this before the stream. The only reason why he's doing it and you're not is because he's prettier than you.
Yeah, he is prettier than me. Okay,
Well, y'all are pretty.
by
amazing.
much,
Shut up.
by leaps and bounds. That man falls into the mud with his garb on, comes back up, still looks prettier than everybody.
Kimmel's right. The dumpster
Okay.
fire at any kingdom is warm.
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, a little while ago, an individual was removed because of certain things they had done they violated COC. Okay, they were given a 6 month, went away for 6 months, came back 6 months later. This individual decided, and I know I commented I messaged him right after he put his intent up. Decided he was going to run for king.
After being banned for 6 months,
After
and then not coming back after the 6 months.
No, he came back after the 6 months.
Came back
As soon
after
as the
6
6 months was over, boom, he was out.
Back.
So-
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Decided to run for king. Okay?
He's-
I messaged him. I messaged him and said, "Do you really think this is a good idea?" His comment to me was, "Nobody's going to vote for me."
Wrong.
I'm like, "Okay."
Wait, sorry. Hold on. In the words of Trump, wrong.
Wrong.
Dead wrong.
Okay. He said, "Nobody's going to vote for me." Okay. But he's going to do it. All right. He's a friend of mine. I wasn't trying to talk him out of it. I just wanted to make sure he knew what the hell he was doing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the conversation when he made his intention went like this behind the scenes. If anybody paid attention to the Amtgard Furry Road post that I put up, it's like, "I'm running for king." Behind the scenes, to his face was, "Hey, cool." Behind the scenes was probably, "Should we let him do that?" "Oh, don't worry about it. He's not going to win." Fast forward a month and a half, 2 months later, sir, he won. What the fuck do we do now? Well then, you need to drop. But I won. You need to drop. But why? Now. Then all of a sudden a voice, I'm not going to name names in this, we here representing the group that you cannot do anything about nor vote to remove us, and we get to do whatever the fuck we want to do, hereby strongly advise you to remove yourself from the position.
Basically, our dick's bigger than
Right
yours.
after that public forum, I hereby step down from the monarch-elect position. Why did they even let this happen?
Wait, isn't Crystal Groves the one that has the BOD where they pay themselves?
No, they have it in their rule set that they can vote themselves a salary if they choose to. Okay.
Hey, guess what? I'm moving to Crystal Groves, baby.
Okay. Now, you know,
I like to make money for Jessica.
how do you let this happen for a person who was suspended for what he was suspended for? How in the world do you even let him enter the intention without stopping it at the pass and going, dude, not right now?
It's actually quite simple, really. They thought,
We killed the Batman?
see, you ruined it. No, anyway.
Yes, Tomalot! Fister approves. Fister and Tomalot for BOD at Crystal Groves.
Right? Hey, if you guys get on the BOD, I'll go back and run for king again. My second reign may be a lot better.
He gets kicked. You shouldn't have let him in the room. That is the case. The problem is the people in the background are going, yeah, nothing's going to happen. I mean, they already know what he did. There's no way.
Yeah, because most of the majority of the people there that are dues paid and voting were there during that incident.
And that's why they're like, nah, nothing's going to happen. The only problem is they didn't plan for if it did.
Because I'm pretty sure most of the people voting did this. You know what? Let's say fuck you to the kingdom and let's all vote for it.
Hold on. Better yet. Here's a prime example. During the actual previous presidential elections, you had 15,000 people who got out of bed, put on pants, went to the voting booth, and wrote in Harambe.
This is true.
This is true.
Harambe got 15,000 votes.
Dicks out!
Okay,
Let's not do that.
Alright,
We'll
so
get kicked out
Tomalot.
of YouTube.
So Tomalot, what we were talking about is in the Kingdom of the Crystal Groves, there was a player who was banned for 6 months.
For violating a COC.
For violating a COC, what was it, number... First, violating a COC number 3. Got banned for 6 months. Came back after the 6-month ban. Ran for Monarch and won.
He was back the length of time and had the credits and the dues
weeks.
paid to be eligible to run for king. I don't.
Yeah.
No, ours is 6.
Was it 6 months?
Theirs is 6 to 6. Okay, or it was. I don't know if it's changed since I've been gone. Okay,
But you
but
have to
he
check
was
their
eligible.
quora.
It was eligible. Dues paid. Eligible. Went to quals. Qualified.
Barrick, my man.
Okay, qualified.
That's been up for a few minutes.
Okay,
No, it's
and like I said, I'm pretty sure behind the scenes, oh, ain't nobody voting for this guy. And I'm like, and I was thinking to myself, even I thought he'll get 5, 6 votes. There'll be a couple people that'll pull some fuckery and go, I'm going to vote for him just because. The problem is, it seems like over half the kingdom went, hey, let's just vote for him and see what happens. And he won. And now, they haven't even changed offices yet. They now have to have the regent step up as pro tem king. They're going to have to do an all thing
To ratify it.
I'm getting lag from the stream. Oh,
Yeah, well.
you probably are. The thing is they're gonna have a pro tem. They're gonna have to make a special all thing vote to say that it's not a pro tem. It's officially a position
Yeah,
now,
to ratify the position.
to make sure he gets the credit. And then he's got to appoint somebody into the regent's position now that was never voted on and never had to qualify.
Imagine if they put that dude in his regents.
Okay, I tell you what, I'll name this guy. He's going to be the new king of KCG, Arden. I love Arden to death. No, I mean it freezes and I don't catch what game it says.
You can actually back the video up. That's
And then
why there's DVR and catch up.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick.
I'm a dedicated individual combat
but the
killer.
thing
Fuck
is,
you.
like I said, I love Arden to death, but Arden is not going to do that stunt. He's not going to pull that. No, you don't know who this is.
No.
Like I said, I love Arden to death, but he's not.
Hey, country boys can survive.
But he's not going to be that. He's not going to pull that kind of a dick move and nominate him to the regent's position because of all this shit. I mean, I probably would. I'd be like, okay, he can't be king. We'll make him regent. He won the king's position. He should be in an office. Okay, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And the thing is they're arguing back and forth on this post now on whether it should have happened or whether it not. And you got some of the douchebaggery going, well, he should have known better. He was eligible by Kapora. Yeah. Nobody said as a stipulation of his penalty that when you come back, you're not eligible for office for any certain length of time or permanently. Oh. So he ran. He legitimately is the king of Crystal Groves. And I so badly on Crystal Groves wanted to put up a meme that said his name and say, the real king. Just to make it bad.
Just to make the justifier actually happen.
I wanted so badly, but the problem is I'm worried that they would try to ban me over one of the COCs that all the kingdoms have to adhere to, so I'd be gone. Because I know them like that.
I'm smaller than...
Killmill's like, I second that motion. But yeah, I mean, why would somebody allow that to happen as a kingdom with the issues? And guess what? More than once, they cited that dude who stole the name of our game and made it a board game thing. He got cited in that argument more than once. And it's like, wait a minute, we're going to bring this douchebag into this argument to justify some reason why we fucked up?
There's an Amtgard board game?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Why are we not funding this?
That was what the submission to the Copyright Office was, is that it's a board game.
Hey, Raban made a board game.
I don't think we need to discuss any board game that Raban creates. I'm pretty sure it may not be appropriate.
It'd be fine.
No, actually, I'm sure there's drinking and nudity involved.
I mean,
no, there isn't?
No.
Oh my god. I might be able to play this without getting banned.
CSC number 3. Fuck you.
Right? Love Raban to death, though. I really do.
No, actually,
shout out to
it's actually
Raban's
really awesome. It's actually a really awesome board game.
Okay, but what Amtgard is a board game? Wait, Amtgard? Yeah, okay.
text browser game.
Okay.
Amtgard was a text browser game at one point back in 04 on eSAN.
It was. I remember that shit. No. Okay.
Anyways, back on track.
John,
back on track.
we don't have enough time in the night to explain that entire deal with what happened with that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
just you may want to message somebody other than me to get an abridged version because I can only give you the long version.
okay.
So how does a kingdom do that? How do they do that?
They just did.
I mean, because they just did, but how do you not cut that off at the pass before it even gets there?
hold on. I might have a perfectly logical explanation for that.
Okay.
By using an example.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Because fuck logic.
Besides that, now, what if this person is like what Monkey is to GP?
Oh.
Okay, I know this guy.
I mean, not in that aspect.
I know this guy, and I'm sure that at one point he thought, "Wow, wouldn't this be fucking amazing if I won?" And what would shitstorm would that cause? Okay,
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened.
What's Monkey to GP? Okay, hold on. John, do you ever remember those stories I told you about this one knight that likes to fight in leopard print bikini underwear? That's Monkey. GP is Golden Plains.
It's a kingdom.
And that's
in
as far.
the words of a well-known player in the CK, any kingdom that has golden in it. Whew.
That's an issue waiting to happen. But yeah, no, there's that, you know.
Yes, that guy. Yes, that same guy.
And you remember the jokes I made about it, and then I took my shemagh, wrapped it around my head, and took a picture with Docs, you know, doing the whole terrorist thing. And of course, I was your king. It was great.
That guy.
You know, I really did not help that. And that was the guy. That was the guy that I sat there and said, "Perfect." I said right out in public, I was not supporting that ban. I said, as King of Crystal Groves, I cannot ban somebody who actually put on clothing.
Now, here's the thing. If you don't like what we were saying about anything, you know where the X button is.
Yeah, there's a I want to get the fuck out of this conversation button. It's at the top right-hand side of your screen.
And we do post disclaimers.
Yes, we did. We don't pull any fucking punches.
Okay.
Yes.
Like it says right there in the description, nothing is safe.
Oh, here we go again.
Uh-oh. Nothing is safe. Everything is a
target.
target.
Over an hour.
Even for a 15-foot pole.
There we go.
You know. But yeah, so anyway, so what other topics of Amtgard?
Well, you can go fuck yourself, Barrick. I don't give a shit if you're offended. You have the right to be offended. I have the right to offend.
Oh, speaking of rights.
Oh, shit.
Do we want to get into that topic since we've been straight streamlined on Amtgard? Do we want to get into a mundane discussion?
Are we switching to mundane now?
We're switching to mundane
Are we going to switch to mundane now? Okay. Are we out of Amtgard topics, or does anybody...
Wait.
Hold on. Banning Monkey in my...
Here's my go-to joke.
Yeah, right? Is there anybody that's watching in and commenting on there that have any other issues they want to discuss about Amtgard? I will bring up one of our local issues. Okay, real quick. While we're waiting to see if anybody comments. Okay, today we got a
John says he has something he wants to bring up.
Okay, Food Fight 2018.
Okay, so for Food Fight 2018, I will not be a member of the CK, but I would still like to see our kingdom do better. CK will always be my home.
My plan is that somebody wins the lottery and donates $1 million, so that way we win, and we set the record. That's my plan. It's not a good plan, but it's a plan.
So Kill brought up award structures because that's the latest I've seen from EH and GP. I also brought something up on the CK page about award structures as well.
I didn't see.
And that was pretty eye-opening for new players. Because I already knew exactly what the answer was to my question.
What was your question?
So, my question was, on the CK page, is exactly...
Nesta is not the answer to everything.
No, let's not even talk about... Let's not even go there. So, pretty much what it was is, you know, what is the standard for awards when it comes to your higher level awards, like your 8th, 9th, 10th, or even Master Card?
Regardless of any standardization, it's still a matter of opinion.
Yeah, that's exactly what it boils down to. And even Tararin said it.
Yeah.
Tararin even said that it is completely subjective instead of objective.
I brought this up earlier, but it wasn't.
So Kill says, "Oh wait, it's posting tournament results." John Newcomb says, "I brought this up earlier, but it wasn't addressed. What's your thoughts on this? Earlier during a role play, my character Broggy was kidnapped because he is apparently in the Crystal Groves
FBI most wanted
bounty board, and I was told I can't play him ever again." So that's not
that depends on what game they're running, and if that's a kingdom-wide game thing, then if they say you can't play it, then yeah, technically you can still sign in as your character name and still get the credits for it because nobody wants to fuck up work like that.
It's not fun breaking the RP for the entire kingdom, though.
But you can play the RP as a separate character, still get credits towards your norm.
It's Tavern RP.
Okay, but it's a game thing. It's a side quest game thing inside the game itself. Yeah. So you could play as a different character and still sign in as your regular character and still get your credits as normal. Okay.
Can I give an example of that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so my monk character is Laryl Murad. Laryl Murad is a dragon. But my wizard...
It's a text RP.
It's a text RP?
Not...
Through Amtgard?
Then unfortunately...
If it's not through Amtgard...
If you're not getting credit for it, the character, then they pretty much run it however they want to run it at that point. If you're not getting credits for it, you're not...
Yes, okay, so if it's not Amtgard related, then... That's up to
you gotta come up with a new character, bud. It's like playing D&D at somebody's house and they kill your character.
Yeah.
You got to make a new character. I mean, if it's not directly Amtgard related, involving your credits and everything else, you got to make a new character. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think that addresses that issue now.
Yes.
Okay, so where we were going with you? Wow, the air conditioner actually shut off.
Moving on to...
So with the award standardization...
Yeah, there we are.
You know, and even Tararan said, he goes, it is completely subjective.
It is.
Instead of objective. And so...
I mean, I could say I'm an example of that objection.
Yes. And, you know, it's pretty much... And what it boils down to, it boils down to the person who's given the awards and what they feel. You know, if they feel that you haven't done good enough, even though you have slaved away for X amount of events, and either running them, or cratting, or busting your ass so much that you dehydrate to the point of almost exhaustion and death, but they're like, oh, well, you know what, it ain't worth it, because I don't like you. Guess what? You're fucked.
Yeah, you are. Period.
So, Ben, or Killamel asks, would you want to post tournament results to verify awards and leave the results posted for future reference? Roses aren't done through tournament, so...
No, okay.
Roses,
okay.
Crown, are not tournament.
So, what Killamel is talking about...
Or, I mean, Flame and, and no. Office.
What Killamel is talking about is he's talking about... he's talking about the dumpster fire that is going on in GP right now.
Okay.
Okay? So the dumpster fire in GP right now, which we were actually going to talk about this, was Ryujin.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So Ryujin right now, his sword belt is under investigation by Monkey. Monkey is calling for it because apparently there are some discrepancies with his awards and with tournament wins.
Yeah.
Okay.
And GP has unfortunately had a really, really, really shit time of entering in stuff. Especially tournament brackets, tournament wins, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So, the thing is, what they were trying to do was they were trying to call for, you know, these awards and call them into question and see if they were actually legit. So, of course, Uther, who is the current... No, he's not the monarch right now. I believe he's the regent of GP right now, because Ryujin's...
Man has been in office forever
for
today.
so fucking long. I love that guy.
And so do I.
Oh, we're offline.
We are offline. Again. Okay.
Wait, it looks like it's coming back.
Yeah, it's coming back.
It's coming back.
It's coming back.
Stream health.
Hold on, it's coming back.
Type in
Video
output low. Where are we at here?
Oh no, we're good on kilobytes.
Yeah, we're not.
No, it's
dropping
YouTube itself.
It's YouTube itself.
Yeah.
Here.
Hold on. Well, first of all, I need to kill that because that's killing space.
Yeah, hold on. Lufa probably bumped something again.
God damn it.
Hold on. Here, I'll get it.
Okay. Type in real quick. Stand by, folks. Don't go, don't go, don't go. It's because we went over an hour again.
YouTube's being a jerk.
Alright, so...
There
we are! We're back! We're back! We're back! We're back! We're back!
And of course, after I say something, then it's like, oh, you know what? Fuck this guy. Alright, so...
I think the YouTube moderators are sitting there going, let's fuck with them. Oh, now they're pissed. Let's turn it back on.
Alright. So Armand actually brought up a good point. He said there should be a list on the wiki for each tournament win, whether there is or not, I don't know, for War Master, Weapon Master, Dragon Master. So yeah, that actually raises a really good point. The thing is, so they found the awards.
Yeah.
For Ryujin for his 8th, 9th, 10th, and Warlord.
Yeah.
It was posted. So now, after it's posted, a lot of people are saying, oh, well, those awards could have been photoshopped. Even though it shows the signature, each individual signature of each person that has awarded, you know, Ryujin these
Each one
awards.
of these people that signed these awards have verified that they gave those awards.
Correct.
Okay, so it's a done issue. It's not, it doesn't matter if it's Photoshop or not, these people who gave these awards have verified they did it.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, what they're saying is, well, how can you give these awards if there is no tournament brackets, if there's no tournament results that correlate with this stuff? And all this stuff goes all the way back to like 2004.
Wow. That's not that far along.
Okay. Now.
Like 90s.
There you go, Tom-a-Lot.
Okay. Anyways, so.
Yeah, did we?
With that.
We have cake.
We do have cake.
We do have cake.
So,
I made cake.
with that, now, you know, they're calling for people who are there at these tournaments. So after they go to these tournaments, they're like, hey, we need witnesses to see if they actually did. I was one of those witnesses that was actually at the 2014 Spring Weapon Master that Ryujin won and earned his 10th. He earned his 10th Order of the Warrior for this tournament because he won it. Now, what they're trying to say now is that there was nobody of caliber in the tournament for it to suffice.
Well, I mean, you look at the NFL, they play shitty teams, they still get the #1 seed.
Well, no, college. College is... NFL is strictly off a record.
I don't keep up with football.
Okay, college, even until they get to the tournament section, is all based off of a computer-generated algorithm of exactly how. But you get #1 team. Once a team is ranked #1 and they beat the fuck out of every shitty team there is, they're not going to lose that #1 ranking.
By the way, Marcy, thank you for subscribing.
Thank you, Marcy.
She's the best person in the world. Just saying.
Sweet, I have cake.
Oh,
or am I supposed to pass this down?
Pass it down.
I'm passing it down.
Damn it! I better get a bigger piece than this.
Right.
Motherfucker. Fucking Saracens.
Hold on.
So, yeah.
No, you gotta do the jump.
Okay. So.
Thank you, Tom, for subscribing. Love you.
Yes, thank you for subscribing. Make sure you also hit the little bell button so you're notified every time we do something. Oh yeah, this is yours now.
Yeah,
it's a little bit bigger.
Cake!
We are, by the way, if anybody's asking, we are having a vanilla cake with cheesecake frosting.
It's fucking racist.
It is. There is no brown parts to this cake anywhere.
But it's fluffy and delicious.
No, what?
John, thank you for subscribing.
Hey, Kill Mill, instead of look at that.
Motherfucking
I got 2 pieces.
Fucking really?
To add up to your
Fuck
one
you.
big piece.
Okay, Kill Mill, instead of you doing
Hey,
your own
subscribe,
podcast, why don't you like Shanghai a vehicle from some poor schmuck in Kyle? I'm pretty sure there's some people in Kyle that won't even know their car's missing, and then you come up here and be a part of it. We'd love to have you on the couch.
No.
So anyway, talking about the whole,
oh, good.
You know,
I thought you were trying to give him cake.
like I said, I got hit with cake.
Cake.
So anyway, you know, it's been proven these awards exist, but there's no tournament bracket. So how can we verify who he fought? At this point, the awards were given. It's a mute point. The awards are there. They were handed out.
You done did it.
Hey, Marcy, Miranda wanted me to tell you that her hitting me upside the top of the head was done in good fun.
Okay.
God damn it.
That wasn't fun.
Woman.
Okay, so anyway.
Don't assume my gender.
All cars nearby are broken down, piece of shits. Mr. Center looked like royalty next to them.
Okay, but the thing is like I said, the awards exist. You're already there. It's a muted.
Lady Squire Bridget, she looked like she was having fun.
Okay, but the thing is they're there.
Oh, that's Kim. Hot Kim.
Okay, but the thing is those awards exist. Regardless
of... So Armand, me and Armand were actually talking about this on the ride home from the wetlands tonight.
You mean in those multiple attempts you guys tried to go live and it kept shutting down?
Yes.
Okay.
I hate to stop y'all, but John's like, I hope my question isn't off topic. If it is, just address when you can.
I guess it's further up.
No, I know what it was, and we'll get to it.
Yeah. Okay, so me and Armand actually talked about this. So the basic thing is, and Armand actually put it beautifully.
Okay.
And I actually agree with what he said.
He can speak good sometimes.
Yeah. He speak good. He speak real good.
And you speak good sometimes.
So the biggest thing that Armand said was that, let's say you need 4 tournament wins to go ahead and get your masterhood.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you go ahead and get your 4, but there wasn't any warlords or serpent knights or anything like that
Serpent Knights means you're gonna make it shit.
So now they're pissed off because they're like, oh well, it doesn't count because you didn't have anything like this.
Okay.
You didn't have these people going in.
Okay.
So he goes, well then, challenge them and say, you know what? I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna get another 4 wins.
So you've doubled the requirement.
Come fight me. So you do it. They still don't show up, and you do another 4 wins. Guess what? You're double qualified. Now there's no way in hell that anybody can say that you did not earn it.
Okay.
That works.
Or we could go back to the old. We could re-enter an old part of the warrior system that we used to have years ago, and I thought was a great point. Say you run into that situation where you're at a kingdom tournament, okay, and say your kingdom tournament happens to fall at the same time that SKBC happens. Okay, there's no warlords. Okay, you win the kingdom tournament, which says
how HFS happens?
Okay, you win a kingdom tournament. There's no warlords there, and they're going to say you can't get your next one because there was none there. We used to have this rule with the warrior awards. Okay, and I'm sure Armand remembers this because he's been in this game for a while. Okay. You could go challenge, as long as you had people there to certify it, you could go challenge people of a higher level than you in the award system to qualify for the next one. So if you wanted your masterhood, you had to go challenge X amount of warlords and beat them. And not even have to do a tournament scenario. And if you handily beat these guys, then at that point, there's no argument that you deserve to be in that rank. Now, like I said, I don't know the level of experience that's in this conversation.
How many challenges do you get though?
I'd have to actually look up the rule book to see what it was because it was broken down in the rule book. You had to write, I think it was like 5. I think it was 5 people that were a higher level warrior than you. Okay. You had to go challenge and beat them. You had to take a reeve. You had to have a kingdom certified reeve, and you had to have a member of the monarchy or something like that witness it. I think that was a thing, and you could march up. You could get your next one if the better fighters were not available for you to fight in the kingdom tournament.
That cake was really sweet. It's starting to hurt my teeth.
Like I said, Armand. I know Armand remembers this. Or should remember it. It was a thing back in the day. That sounds horrible.
That was V6 and earlier.
Yeah, that was V6 and earlier. That's why Armand says it's horrible. We're not allowed to talk about V6. Hey, look, I found a way to fit Armand's comments in here that he has said. Because nobody's allowed to talk about V6. It's like Fight Club. We don't talk about Fight Club.
God damn it, you done did it.
I did.
John said, I think I was told something to the fact that I had to beat everyone in my park in a one-on-one to get my assassin master.
We're not ready.
Well, that doesn't make any fucking sense because they're an assassin.
See, okay, I got my master assassin because from 6 states away I killed the current monarch.
Yeah, it was, and I didn't participate in that garbage.
And my squire.
Killmo's like, no, V0. No, it was a V6 thing. It was a V6 thing. Because I actually awarded somebody their second order of the warrior because we had 5 people there that had 3rd or more, and he beat all 5 of them without and it was like, yeah, it's kind of obvious. But we used to also have this thing, battlefield prowess.
We still use battlefield prowess.
We do, but you can't get a masterhood off of it.
No, you can't.
You know, but that was a thing back in those days. You could get your masterhood off of battlefield prowess.
You can get like up to like 4 or 5 for battlefield prowess.
Yeah. Okay.
Once you hit 5 and higher, it's like, okay, you guys start getting your fucking streaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like me, I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to get a warlord. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. I'm just hoping next weekend I can break my longest running streak in Amtgard history
2.
and be at a kingdom level event in CK and get past the first round.
I'm too fat, ugly, and stupid to actually fight.
I've never ever got
fat and ugly down.
dude. I've never gotten out of the first round of a CK kingdom tournament.
Same.
Not once.
Well, no,
It didn't help that every time I went into the ring back in those days, they would immediately call me, and then I get Diego, or I would get Wildcat, or I would get this person or that person. It's like, I got no orders of the Warriors. These guys are working on being at the top tier of the game. Can I get somebody that's new too?
So John says, I was told I had to compete with JR for Master Assassin. He was the fastest guy in the park. Didn't always show up, but I was told if he can beat you, you're not getting your Assassin Master rank. I was a novice compared to that guy.
Okay.
First of all, that makes no sense because we're talking about Assassin class.
Armand, Master class is know your class, player class effectively, look the part, that's my opinion, beat your class, and be a GM. Again, just my personal thing.
I've discussed this with
Armand. And I agree with Armand on that. These are some of the things you should have to have. And one of the things I would like to see for a Paragon Assassin, assassinate 2 out of the 4 members of your monarchy at court.
Let's
at once. In the same night.
I did that.
Okay.
We did
they
that.
tried to behead
a high-level assassination target pulled off.
So, whenever we were still back before y'all came back, and before Bubba and all that came back, we had an event. I was about to leave for the Navy. And our Baroness...
Or did anybody else suddenly have in the Navy by the village people suddenly start playing in their head?
Shut up. Anyway, so the Baroness at the time decided, because I was she made it that I was being a traitor to the barony and leaving and going to do something else. So they tried to have me beheaded. Well, this was during the time where assassins had teleported.
I agree. No poisonings on that assassination attempt. You actually got to do it yourself.
Yeah. So what happened was my squire was on as the prime minister at the time. And so after I teleported out, I went around the back of the GP large we were using, went inside and sat in between the regent and the PM. The court guard turned around to fight me, and I played it off as if I was just talking to my squire. They turned back around, put my hand on both of them, said, touch of death. Touch death, touch death, touch death, touch death. And I recast touch of death again before they said anything, and they both literally just dropped. They heard the thump, turned back around, I gave them the finger, and I walked out.
Okay. Well, you pulled it off. Okay, but that's at barony, though.
No, but the other one I did, which is what got my masterhood, was while I was in the Navy, I wrote a letter to my squire. And I asked my commanding officer at the time for a piece of electric tape, and I put it on the letter. And at the bottom I said, P.S. I pointed this letter 10 times. The fact that during the time she was there, the Monarch and the GM of Assassins were also hanging out with her. They thought it was so hilarious.
Oh, we'll get to that, Kill Mill.
They thought it was so hilarious that that even though I was in the military at the time, I still had the thought of me being my assassin. Going from Illinois back down to Texas. They're like, that's hilarious, that's ingenuity, and I think he just killed the entire postal system.
Yeah, anybody touched it's dead.
Exactly. And so, they gave me my Master Assassin because of that creativity. The only problem was, on my Master Assassinhood, it says Fenris Midgardobane. So instead of Midgard's Bane, it's Midgardobane.
So now you're a Mexican.
I was going to say Italian or something.
Okay.
Midgardobane.
So, I mean, to address that whole issue, okay, with John and what they made you do. First of all, to be a Master Assassin or Paragon Assassin, you can tell someone's been in the game too long because new people don't call it Masterhood, they call it Paragon.
Yeah.
Okay. To sit there and say,
there is a cat here, Ken.
Yes, there is a cat here. Okay.
It's Patches.
But the thing is to say in order for you to be a Master Assassin, you've got to go fight one-on-one, face-to-face with another Master Assassin. That's not the class.
Yeah, that's not class.
That's not RP in the class, so that doesn't tell me that you need to you can play the class well. That doesn't say that. That tells me, okay, now you got stick. That's it. It doesn't tell me anything about the assassin class.
You can get your warrior.
I mean, if you want to get a Paragon Warrior, then you go find a bunch of other Paragon Warriors and beat the shit out of them. You know, and you do it with all your class abilities. Okay. Oh, wow. Now we got an argument in the chat line going now.
Not really that.
Okay. All right. So, Kill Mill said, oh, wait, your thoughts on Kingdom GMs actually doing their job in a respected class. I can say this much for the Crystal Groves. I can say this much.
Counters that argument.
Okay. I can say this much for West March. Not so much for Desert Winds. But in two of the kingdoms out of the 4 I've been in, all of their GMs stepped up and were doing their job.
Yeah.
Okay. I have noticed with this kingdom, that there is a lack of enforcement in getting GMs to do their job.
Yeah.
I was brought up the old way. Okay. That the king is the GM of GMs.
Back in the old country.
Okay. The king's responsibility as the GM, guildmaster of guildmasters is to make sure the other guildmasters are doing their job. Not saying that Armand has not done his job. This kingdom has a history of the GMs not doing their job.
Yeah.
And it needs to be done. I will say that our GM of Reeves has done an okay job because at least he's been out there. He's been pushing people to get Reeves qualified.
Shout out Justin Chizu.
Having discussions on rules and stuff like that. So I'll give him credit. But I can honestly tell you, unless I looked it up right now, I don't know who our GM of Wizards is. I think it's the same. You're the GM of Wizards?
I've been the GM of Wizards for 3 reigns now.
I did not know this. I'm a Paragon Wizard. I didn't know that was you. Okay. Okay.
Look at that look he gave you.
Alright.
The fuck?
Okay, but
This is your motherfucker right here.
I understand that. But see, I did not know. Okay, so there's been an issue. But Armand countered it and saying, "Look, if you see a problem with a GM, step up, be the GM and change that." It's like what I've been doing with the chat's me running for champion. This kingdom, and a bunch of other.
Yeah,
kingdoms.
Mr. Drill Champion.
God damn right, we're gonna make everybody do stick work, and that stick work gonna get great. So anyhow,
yeah, Armand actually has other things to take care of that needed more attention than GMs and CK this reign.
No, and I get that, and I know that, and I'm not taking away from what you've done. And I'm not even commenting on your role as a GM of GMs, okay? But there has been quite a few kingdoms in this game that have let the GM position just kind of go.
Yeah.
A lot of people take GMs as a title. They're like, oh, I just want to be able to be called Guildmaster.
And it's not a title, it's a job.
Yeah.
It is.
You're volunteering to do a job of teaching people to better their class abilities. And if you're Kingdom GM of that class, you're responsible for every Parks GM to make sure they're doing their jobs to make them better.
I mean, good example. Today, Miranda's playing Wizard.
Oh,
I was like, hey, let me take a look at your spell list. This is what you could have done. This is what you can do.
Yes.
Depending, because of her level. And now she knows exactly what she can do to up her game to get better.
Yes.
So she can.
And unfortunately, I have failed as the person that has her as an apprentice because I haven't taken the time.
Shame.
Because I've been focusing on trying to make sure my park is doing their games having a lot of fun.
Master Wizard.
But it's also on me to come to you.
It is.
Hey, I need help on this. Now my boneheadedness, I'm like, I got this shit.
Yeah. Or to actually seek out who your GMs are, and
who's Joseph Johnson again?
That's Barrick.
Oh, it is Barrick. Okay, sorry.
It's Barrick. It's the cutie with the booty, aka Barrick Southpaw.
Man, fucking Tom a lot. Anyways, the thing is, and this goes out to every single player who's watching. It doesn't matter if you're CK or EH or Wetlands or anything like that. If you have a question, if you want to get better in playing a class, actually seek out your guild masters, and usually those are posted on your kingdom's page.
Love you, Joe.
Now, with that,
sorry, I only know him as Barrick. I don't really recognize him by his mundane name. I apologize.
I just know people. Yeah. So, usually if you want to get better, that you should be able to rely on your guild masters who actually take it seriously. Not the ones who just do it for the name.
Yeah.
For the ones who take it seriously, if you actually want to get better.
The last time we had to run up for guild masters, either I missed that discussion or the one time that I was there for the discussion I wasn't eligible. because I was more than willing to step up as GM of Wizards. I was more than willing to step up GM of Monsters. I was more than willing to step up to GM of Barbarians because I got Paragon in that. But you know, Guildmaster Reeds is different. You got to get elected.
Yeah. Well, the way that it works in the CK for Kingdom Guildmasters, it is an election.
It is. It is an election, but I couldn't step up. At the one time I was part of the discussion, I was there for the discussion because I wasn't eligible. I had only been there for a month.
Yeah.
I wasn't eligible yet.
Yeah, there's that.
It's because Yuri is the GOAT, greatest of all time. Bam!
Yes.
And I love her.
Armand is correct. When I was KPM at the time, and this was for Armand's coronation, we found a huge discrepancy in the Guildmaster election.
Yeah, he had a lot of people voting and weren't eligible to vote.
Over 73% of the votes that were received could not be counted.
Could not be counted.
Because pretty much what ends up happening is, and the way that we found this out, yes, I'm not going to lie, Armand did technically break Kapora with this. Because instead of having the Guildmaster elections at coronation itself, we moved it to online. And it
That's
lasted a
probably
week.
where I missed it.
And
because I could have taken part in that.
Yeah, and it lasted a week.
Yeah.
So
somehow I missed it, so that was my bad.
So with that, that's the reason why there was a huge thing about, you know, Guildmaster elections were all jacked up, and he broke Kapora and so on and so forth. But it was because of that, there was able to be able to have a system of checks and balances, where you were able to cross-reference every single person who was voting, and see if they were eligible to vote.
Yeah.
And if they were eligible to vote for that class.
Yeah.
See, 6th level and Paragon automatically allows you to be able to vote.
That is now
a thing.
Because that was voted in.
Which means I can vote for everything but 4 or 4.
Correct. But back then, this is when, you know...
Lenny doesn't come out anymore.
Yeah. Back then, this is when you had to go ahead and you had to be a contributing member.
Yes.
Okay? You had to be contributing.
Yeah. You had to be active.
Not active. Contributing.
And you had to sign in as a class and what?
And you had to have at least one sign-in for that class within a 6-month period.
Yeah, that's fun.
Which means if you want to, technically what you could do to the system is be dues paid. And then for a month and a half, or no, well, 2 months, sign in each week as a different class to be eligible to vote in every single one of them.
Yeah.
And then the only one that you wouldn't be eligible to vote for, unless you were a knight, was Paladin and Anti-Paladin.
Yeah.
But everything else, you vote for, except for Reeve, because Reeve, that is a completely different election.
Yeah. It is. It is.
That is outside.
There's a reason for that.
Yes, there is.
Okay, and that's a reason I never disagreed with. However, they're discussing the tests in the chat line. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a bit of an issue with tests. Okay, and this is why I have a bit of an issue with the test.
It becomes subjective.
Well, with the written test. Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody can take the class and memorize the class.
Yeah.
In the book. Anybody can. It doesn't make them good on the field in that class.
That's how I got past my core classes for college.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, how are you supposed to know exactly how to play that class if you know it by paper, but you don't have actual application?
You don't know how to implement it on the field. And so the problem is doing a written test is good, but the thing is there's a flaw to that, because I've met people who can memorize the fucking rule. I've met a guy that had memorized the rule book after he'd been in the game for a week.
Yeah.
Could pass all the way up to 6th level in every single class.
But you know how to.
But he doesn't know how to implement it because he'd never played any type of role-playing game or fantasy game of any kind.
So John, since if you're looking for parks in North Carolina or South Carolina, what you can do is you can go ahead and go to the Amtgard.org. Correct? Is it org or com?
I think it's not. It should be. I think it's org now.
Well, you can go to the Amtgard website, and on there they actually have a park finder where you can type in an area.
I don't think there is an active park in North Carolina now.
It's in North Carolina. It's mostly Alliance.
Well, no, because I think the only active park was the one I tried starting one, and then I got protested by 4 different churches in Durham.
There's one in South Carolina that I do know of.
Okay, there is one in South Carolina.
There is one in South Carolina because I actually have a bro who is a Dark Rider who plays at the park.
And to answer that question, John, no.
Yeah. Now it's Amtgard International.
Yep, AI.
Burning Lands has fallen from glory. I am moving there in April, and I will make it great again.
Make Burning Lands great again.
Oh shit.
Hashtag Lyrial 2018.
Dragon Spine is going to pay for the wall.
True enough.
So,
there is collusion.
There is collusion with the Emerald or with the Iron Mountains.
Yeah. So you can go onto the Amtgard website, look on the park finder in an area. See,
there's 3 in North Carolina and 1 in South Carolina.
Yeah, there you go.
Incident where the cops thought it was a gang beat-in. Yeah, there was one of those too. We got protested by the churches. They thought we were a satanic group. Then then the cops showed up, thought we were a gang out there doing gang initiations.
I mean, technically,
we are a gang.
Well, it's not that. If you actually look, technically, Amtgard is on the terrorist watch list.
It is
because we are a militia that is training to fight. That's what they marked us as.
However, I will tell you the North Carolina part of the orc, not exactly accurate, because my park is still showing a Durham, and it doesn't exist. So yeah, so the orc for North Carolina, I don't know how accurate it is. The person you want to talk to on whether or not that one group that I know was going around Chapel Hill is you want to look up Todd Crispin.
Rock. Back up. Motherfucker.
You with the pentagram on your shield. I did have it and I removed it, and now it is a snake, a spine that's curved into an S.
Well, I mean, I'm sitting here with a bunch of Nordic runes all over my face.
This is true.
So I mean,
we did have a lot of people in the grocery store take a second look and start making comments.
Rock.
But this is my wizard character that I'm currently garbed as right now. My wizard, like I was trying to explain earlier, it's undead. Alright, okay.
The fools.
Good boy.
Look, there's nothing I can do about the cat, dude. Sorry. But you know, so I would probably try for the North Carolina thing. If you're going to end up there, I would contact a guy by the name of Todd Crispin, because he's really good friends with the people that were running the Chapel Hill group, which is the only North Carolina group I was aware of that was active at the time. Okay. If you're in South Carolina, yes, there is a couple in South Carolina, and I would go to the org and look up the maps.
John,
it's talking about you.
That's your wizard character.
On me any day.
Cheese and rice, bro.
I'm sorry, it's one of my friends.
Yeah.
That explains everything.
Keep it in the family, right?
I didn't say it was in my family. I said it was one of my friends.
Well, there is that saying, if you can't keep it in your pants, keep it in the family.
Oh, shit.
Well, that's what the DuPonts did.
O'Doyle rules.
Right.
O'Doyle rules!
O'Doyle rules!
Okay, so we are getting off topic.
We are.
Again. Get the... Rock, mother... Fuck, did I tell you?
Rocco, you're not getting to the cat. So... Okay, well, we're way off topic here. COC,
What about it?
Sounding thirsty, bro. Okay.
So back on topic, back to our we were talking about level tests and shit like that. Okay, so you know, like I said, it has its place, but there's flaws to that situation.
Yeah.
You know, the only system we had that has ever been, we've never had a system that's been completely effective on determining whether or not somebody can go up to the next level.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you can do whatever you want. However, the ROP says once you gain enough credits, you go on to the next level.
Yeah.
So that's where you're at.
Okay.
She's not tall, she's short.
She is short. She's short.
I am.
Lufa's taller than her, and Lufa's a midget. Okay. So, but I admit it. You do written and oral.
Oral.
Kill Mill does oral too.
Okay, John, let's go ahead and keep it in your pants, man.
Alright, that's enough of the...
Yeah, alright, we flirted with my page long enough.
I don't go for guys shorter than me.
My mom is shorter than you. My mom's 5 foot.
My ex-wife is shorter than you.
Okay, off topic again.
I was making a comment. I'm 5 foot short.
Okay, so you know, like I said, the ROP still states once you attain a certain amount of credits,
Yeah.
you go to the next level.
Essentially, yes.
You know, so I mean, we could argue the test yes or no all day long. I'm not a big fan of it because I've seen people memorize the shit and still be able to pass the test and were absolute bullshit in their class. They were no good. So, you know, it's kind of one of those, I guess. Check the rule book. It does state you must pass a level test. Does it officially state you have to, or is it listed as an option?
No, you should, to technically level up, because I was going through this early on with my monk class, you have to go to either your park GM, and if your park does not provide a GM, you have to go to the Kingdom GM for your particular class, and they will ask you questions that pertain to your class and the level that you are trying to achieve. And if you do not achieve that level, if you do not ascertain the information for your level, if you can answer the book questions, then you should not go to the next level.
And here is where I'm going to reiterate, Amtgarders are lazy.
Good night, Tom-a-lot. Kisses.
I love you, bro. I miss you.
You're so pretty.
I'll see you soon.
So,
at some point.
Yeah, so I mean, it's still a matter. It still leaves a matter of interpretation, you know. And if it doesn't say in order to advance, no matter how many credits you have, you absolutely have to pass a test, then it leaves a room there to say that person could still advance on without it.
Yeah.
You know.
Look at it right now.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for somebody in the chat room to beat you to it.
I am
Copy
too.
and paste it.
I'm waiting for Kilmill to do it, really.
Wait for Kilmill.
Well, I mean, the man does kind of sit at home and he can put these things together in a hurry.
Yeah, he can.
Because he's got that little one. That little one is so goddamn cute.
And a little red jelly bean.
That baby doesn't like me. That baby can't stand my guts.
Should taking credits away be a punishment for certain offenses? Negative.
No. You earn
You
those.
cannot take away credits.
It's like my same argument here. I'm going to go off the Amtgard. Line here for a second. It's my same argument by trying to say that you know, you got a NASCAR team that won a race, and then 2 weeks later they found out they cheated in another race, and now we're going to subtract points that they've already earned that had nothing to do with it. No, they're earned. They're already earned. Taking credits away from somebody will not. Plus, it doesn't address the offense.
No, it doesn't.
It really doesn't. By saying that, just tells people, okay, well, I'll just use me as an example. I have 100 and ROP page 30 under class credits. I'll just say this right now. I have 127 credits in Warrior. Okay, that tells me because I only need X amount of credits to attain 6th level. I now got some room to fuck up because they could take points away and I'm still 6th level. Okay. So, at that point, you know, and to that point, taking away credits for fucking up, there's a bunch of us that have a shit ton of credits in some classes that are well above 6th level.
Yeah.
That you now just gave us room for fuckery.
All the shenanigans.
All the shenanigans
All
right there. So we can't do that anyway. Personally, I don't like class tests. And neither do I, Armand. I really don't. If you're there, you're dedicated, you're showing up, you're doing it, even if you're bad at it. You're still doing it, you're still showing up, you're still participating. Why are we going to penalize you? Like me, I don't test well.
Yeah.
I'm a horrible tester.
Now,
practically, I could sit there and do everything I need to do practically.
Now, one thing that I would bring up that I've actually talked about, but nobody has come forward, you know, to take a test.
Yep, there it is.
It does state you
for
have
A
to.
person may advance in a level in a class after having the requisite credits and passing a class test administered by your class. That means they may advance if they want to. They can stay the same level.
And
they may advance only if
may is
they
still
have.
a great word.
Yeah.
I know.
Fair. But
So-
I can see the reasoning behind testing because when I went down to the visit for Slaughter Creek, I did not know the recharge incant. and Barrick, who is watching right now, spent probably a good 15-20 minutes. Lyriel, get your shit fucking straight. It's out of battle. I pause to rest to take some time to catch my breath. Return to me my fleeting power and aid me in my darkest hour.
I take this time, not some time.
Yes, thank you.
It's out of battle. I pause to rest. I take this time to catch my breath. Return to me my fleeting power. Aid me in my darkest hour.
Barrick spent like 20-30 minutes trying to teach me this shit.
So
see, I have it written down.
Yeah. So one thing that I actually posted on the actual Guildmaster page was that if I'm going to do level tests,
Guildmaster page.
yeah, there is.
Oh.
Is that instead of it being like the rules, the way that I would do it is I would do it in oral test, kind of like how they do Sergeant Major's board.
Okay. Okay. I understand.
Where they go ahead and ask scenario-specific questions. We're like, hey, so this and this is going on. What would you do as this class to prevent this from happening?
Okay.
And then that way, it shows me, hey, this guy knows what he's doing for this level as this class.
There's a catch to that, though. Okay, let's just take my wizard, for instance. I play strictly offensive, no defensive. I don't put defensive on my spell list. I don't attempt to put it on there. Okay? In this situation, give me a scenario between two different things. If it is not an offensive answer, then I will not answer your question correctly.
Well, of course, the question is going to be off a spell list that you give me.
Well, okay. All right, that's fine.
Yeah, so if you give me a completely offensive spell list, I'm going to ask you different scenarios like, hey, you got this person over here and this person over here and this person over here. Okay? If you were to go ahead and do this, who would you target first?
Okay.
Who would you target first?
Joe?
Or what if this is happening at this moment? What would you do to go ahead and bypass this to go ahead and do this?
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Stuff like that. It really depends on what you're giving me, so I know what to give you.
Yeah. Because I can guarantee you when I roll out on the field, the first words you're going to hear out of my mouth is I am filled with the power of magic. The first thing you're going to hear come out of my mouth.
That's what she said.
And all I'm going to do is sit there with my hand in the bag like I'm sitting there getting ready to pull high noon at the fucking OK Corral. And like, who wants whatever's coming out of this
evoker?
Right?
Like me personally, as a wizard, I take what's called a gas list.
Okay, I know what you're talking
Okay?
about.
So my gas list is I'm a fucking running gun.
Yes.
Okay? Because I take fucking Battle Mage. So that way I'm fucking ambulant all the fucking time. And I will take fucking 5 Frozens, 5 Shatters, a bunch of other fucking shit. And I actually got called out on this by somebody at Slaughter Creek. Barrick, this is your park. Okay?
Kill Mill said, Yamish, you and me are going to go toe-to-toe as invokers. I have no fucking problem with that.
Yeah. So,
do I get that?
No, it's not invokers, it's evokers.
That's right. Correction.
E-V-O-K-E-R-S, not I-N-V-O-K-E-R-S.
God damn it! Man, when I become champion of this kingdom, I'm going to straighten that mess up. People go the right way.
Yeah. I feel like it's a list now.
So with my gas list, I take nothing but sorcery. Because how many classes or are immune to sorcery?
Practically
exactly. Very few. Very few.
My asshole wizard spell list is just
like
a bunch of shoves.
Yeah. So, hold on. Okay, there we go.
No, we're offline. Stream complete.
Now.
Yep.
Yep. It just shut the stream down.
No, it's going. It's going.
We're starting up again.
Starting up again.
We're going again. Stream reason.
Okay.
Pod.
No. I'm saluting. It's offline again.
Fister starts talking and stream dies.
Way to go, Fister. Your voice killed the stream. Voice video output is low.
Give it a deck. Fucking
you can't play fucking autocorrect on a computer.
You can on a Mac.
Yes, you can, because Macs do autocorrect.
Trust me, I work for Apple. I know this shit.
Damn it, YouTube! We went well past an hour and almost into 2. Pretty sure at some point YouTube is going to send me a message going, you got to pay for this shit.
It's because we're not YouTube famous, that's why.
Yeah.
That's the only reason
YouTube's
why.
trying to fuck me.
If we were PewDiePie or some shit like that.
I mean, let him go on forever.
Yeah.
That motherfucker has one that's like 6.5 hours long. I fell asleep during it.
Who's?
PewDiePie's. Oh, what?
Happening?
Hey! Oh, no, that's me going back. It's jumping.
Motherfucker.
It's catching up.
Where are we at?
I don't know.
Are we there now? Are we
The
not?
werewolf doesn't know they're a werewolf. Are they an unaware-wolf?
Quick joke, if a werewolf doesn't know they're a werewolf, are they an unaware? Oh, wow. Okay.
Unaware wolf? Still low. Still says it's low, but it's...
I mean, I
It's
just
skipping
skipped out my
ahead.
hair and I'm putting it
That
back
was
up.
bad.
Okay, it's catching up.
It's still jumping around. You should feel bad about yourself. And it's stuck again.
As Zoidberg would say, your joke is bad and you should feel bad.
No, it's,
Something
okay,
out.
no, we're good.
Now the Zoidberg's
Are
trying
we
to
good?
tell a joke.
Are you
Alright,
sure?
get the fuck up. Motherfucker, get out of the way.
What
Alright.
should you do if you see a spaceman, you park man? Oh, God.
Dad jokes, but nuts.
Yeah. Alright, so like I was saying,
It's like blurry as shit now.
it's
Doesn't
hard.
matter.
Because
On an hour.
as soon as I start fucking talking, it does that shit again.
Yeah, you fuckhead.
There it is. We got a green bar, guys.
Good night, everybody.
We're green.
No, don't say
We're
goodnight to
green.
everybody.
There's only 2 people watching now.
Yeah, no, there is only 2 people. Because, damn it, because I was going to say, why don't we end this with you asking me what the fuck I'm going to do as champion? But we didn't get to that.
Well, you still have the mundane stuff to go through.
We're not going to get to the mundane stream.
It's like 11:30 almost.
Yeah, like at some
We
point...
spent 3 hours on Amtgard alone.
Dude, I have to go to... at some point have to go to bed because
Yeah,
my
that's
ass has to
We
be
can
up at 4
continue
o'clock in
this
the morning.
stream, just me, Fister, and...
Oh, wow. Now all the shit talking on me is going to happen.
Yes.
We're back up to 3, but we have no stream complete.
We have
You're
circle-
offline.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I think we have to shut...
Watching now 5.
Yeah, we have 5 people back, but we are now completely offline. Like, we get... Oh, well, now we're stream resumed. The stream is continuing.
See how that goes.
Alright, there we go. We're back on.
There's still like a 0.5 second lag, as you can see. But I mean, that's not terrible.
Stream resumed.
Stream
All right.
is continuing.
Alright, folks, we're back
Still
again.
offline.
Hold on.
No, it says live stream offline. Now where we go?
Resume.
I think I fixed. Did.
Nope.
Video output is low.
What do you have for internet, by the way? What's your ISP?
I'm running Spectrum.
Where's my hammer?
It would be funny as shit if YouTube is the one who decided to.
Yeah.
Well, now because it says we're at 84.8.